It's 3 a.m. You're alone. No sound, no movement. And then you feel it. A pressure, a coldness, the absolute certainty that someone is standing right behind you. You turn around, nothing. But your brain screams, something is here. For thousands of years, humans called this one thing a spirit, a demon, a jinn, the Old Hag. An invader that hijacks the body and speaks through your mouth. But what if the monster isn't outside you? What if the demon is a built-in survival program? And in a minute, I'll show you something even stranger. Why an exorcism can feel like it works, even if demons aren't real. Welcome to Belief Decoded. Today, why does the human brain invent ghosts? And why do they feel more real than reality? Quick note, this video includes mental health and neurological topics. If you're dealing with distressing experiences, please talk to a qualified professional. Now, let's enter the machine. Let's start with the most common possession on Earth, sleep paralysis. Your mind wakes up, but your body is still locked in REM mode. The same paralysis that stops you from acting out dreams. So you're conscious, trapped, and your threat system goes nuclear. That's why people report the same three things across cultures. I can't move. There's pressure on my chest. A sinister presence is in the room. Different cultures gave it different names, but the sensation is universal. Your brain sees danger, and it manufactures an intruder to explain it. Because the brain would rather believe in a demon than admit it doesn't understand what's happening. Now here's where it gets terrifying. Scientists have triggered ghost experiences on demand. There's a brain region that acts like your self-location GPS. It helps your brain decide, I am here, in this body, right now. When that system glitches, the brain can accidentally project a copy of you outside of you. In a famous clinical case, stimulation near this self-mapping hub made a patient feel a presence behind her, a shadow figure that mirrored her posture. Not a spirit, a displaced body schema. Then, researchers did something brutal. They built a robot that touched people's backs while they moved their hand. When the touch was perfectly synchronized, the brain accepted it as self. But with just a tiny delay, half a second, the brain couldn't match cause and effect anymore. So it did what it always does. It invented an other to explain the sensation. And yes, there's the famous God helmet. Persinger claimed weak magnetic patterns could increase sensed presence experiences. But here's the honest truth. This is controversial. Some studies reported effects. Others failed to replicate it and found expectation and suggestibility mattered a lot. So, the real takeaway isn't a helmet proves God. The real takeaway is darker. Your brain can generate a presence from patterns, stress, deprivation, and belief. And across cultures, two traits predict stronger presence experiences: how easily you get absorbed, and how much you feel the mind and world can leak into each other. Same brain event, different story. Now we go deeper, because sometimes the demon isn't a glitch. It's a shield. In severe, chronic childhood trauma, the brain can protect itself through dissociation. Not because the child is broken, because a single identity can't safely hold everything. So the mind builds a system, one part to go to school and act normal, another to hold fear, another to hold rage, another to survive the night. And sometimes, it builds a monster. Clinicians call them persecutor parts, and they can look exactly like possession: growling, hostility, even aversion to sacred symbols. But psychologically, many are introjects. The mind internalizes the abuser's voice as a way to predict danger. The twisted logic is, if I hurt you first, the outside monster won't kill us. And here's the wild part. There are case reports where different identity states show different sensory processing, even switching between seeing and not seeing, confirmed by brain measurements. Not magic, not demons, a nervous system under extreme rules. We think possession is personal, but sometimes it spreads. In 1518 Strasbourg, people danced uncontrollably for days, hundreds. A human outbreak with no pathogen, only stress, belief, and imitation. Because humans don't just copy ideas, we copy states. Fear spreads, panic spreads, symptoms can spread, and the internet upgraded it. During the pandemic, clinics reported a surge of sudden tic-like behaviors in teens, often linked with heavy exposure to social media videos of tics. The symptoms were real. The suffering was real. But the vector wasn't a demon. It was the feed. So here's the uncomfortable question. If demons aren't real, why do exorcisms sometimes seem to work? Because ritual can act like psychological technology. It does three powerful things. Validation. It doesn't say, you're crazy. It says, you're under attack. Externalization. The problem becomes an enemy, not your identity. Catharsis. The body releases. Shaking, sobbing, collapse, a nervous system discharge. But this matters. Some conditions that look like possession are medical emergencies. Autoimmune encephalitis, seizures, psychosis. They can be lethal without treatment. So the real enemy isn't the demon. It's misdiagnosis. So, do demons exist? If you mean red creatures with horns, science doesn't support that. But if you mean forces that hijack the body, split the self, and manufacture a presence in the dark, then yes, they're real. They're your brain's survival machinery, working in the shadows. Tell me in the comments, have you ever felt a presence when nobody was there? This is Belief Decoded. Next week, near-death experiences. Is the tunnel of light a doorway or the brain's final illusion? Subscribe and stay curious, not afraid.